I can't even believe how good such a simple breakfast is right now. I think it's about 5:30 now. I got here right around 4:50, 5 o'clock, and on my way in, the sunrise was so captivating with these deep cyans and golds and lavenders and pinks, and you can't really see that down here at the cabin because we're kind of situated in a nook. So watching the sunrise from the hilltops as I drove in was so fascinating. It feels like it's been a long time since Kyle and I worked inside the cabin, and it probably has. The last thing we did was finish up the ceiling with the shiplap, but we're diving full force back into it next week. We got a little bit distracted with building the garden, which is coming along so amazingly. I can't wait to tend to it today. And just every time I get up here, checking in on it has been such a blast, and it's so exciting to watch even the littlest bit of growth happen because, I don't know, I just get worried. I just love it here. Yeah, I just want to take care of some stuff outside here and make sure there's nothing to be worrying about when we get back into finishing the interior. I really find that days like these are great for practicing your mental perceptions with chores and things in your life that you may feel overwhelmed with or stressed out about, and switching how you interpret them from an I have to mindset into an I get to mindset, because when things stack up, it can get really easy to start negatively thinking about those things. I have to do this, I have to do that. You start not wanting to do them, or they feel burdensome. When that happens, I like to just take a step away from it all and kind of reevaluate. And a lot of those things that you feel stressed out about are really just opportunities and possibilities and blessings even. Switching that have to mindset to a get to mindset makes life have this whole new perspective and light on it. It feels like there's an infinite list of things that Kyle and I could do here, but when I break it down, it's all so much fun. I always enjoy the time I spend here, learning new things, taking on new projects, and sometimes you just need to remind yourself that you get to do these things. So just switching up your wording and how you think about it can really change the whole feel of a day or multiple days. I feel so grateful to be able to come up here and work. I'm so excited to see what I can get done today. I've been having a little bit of a problem with aphids because when you're out in the woods and organic gardening, you're pretty much prone to having that happen. So I ordered in a bunch of ladybugs, and I'm going to be releasing them throughout the garden today. It's also good to just release them at a cooler point of the day, makes the transition less harsh. I'm really looking forward to seeing more of these little guys all around the garden. They're so beautiful. I'm gonna have ladybugs on me all day now. Probably just put a couple on each plant and hope they stick around. I mean, they have food here, so I don't see why they wouldn't. I'm still learning what insects are beneficial versus the ones that will eat the crops and how to identify them better. So I'd love to introduce a few more beneficial insects as well if needed. This is so cool. What? Hi. I just have a little army of ladybugs now. I think next I'm going to move on to just pruning and weeding the garden space, taking off dead leaves and making sure there aren't little sprouts popping up that shouldn't be there that would be taking away from the nutrients of the vegetables and herbs in here. Oh, it's already so neat to walk around here and see little speckles of red on different leaves. So this right here is the backside of the garden, and I figured to increase what we're able to work with, I would plant some stuff along the backside that could climb. So I've got some cucumbers, and I'm going to be planting peas right here. Sorry about the buzzing. There's stakes we have in the ground that emit different frequencies to deter digging animals. It's also been working great just as an additional thing to keep deer away. We have not had a problem with that yet, but I sort of drown it out, so I forget to turn them off when I'm here. I just need to wet the compost down a little bit so that the seeds will be able to germinate easily. Okay. This whole patch where I am right now, I'm going to turn into a carrot patch. I just need to dig up the compost and loosen it a bit. There's a lot of compost underneath all of the wood chips that we made last year. And then I'll just have to thin them out when they start popping up. I've got some purple ones and orange, which I'm very excited about. Last year we ended up using most of our carrots to make a bisque. But this year, I'm really eager to master fermenting and canning. I love pickled carrots, so I want to make some of those, and on top of salads, just all sorts of different uses with a lot of the vegetables in here. So I'm really looking forward to it. Oh! There's been so many rocks coming out of here that I'm gonna enclose this with them as a little barrier so I don't step on them before they germinate. I think I'm gonna throw in 1 bucket of our new compost too, just for a little bit of added nutrients. So there's a few different sections of landscaping along the driveway when you come into the cabin, and over time the weeds have just been accumulating this year. A lot of it is this thick grass, and I just want to get it out before it completely takes over. Just pulling in here and seeing all of them has been really distracting and just stresses us out in the back of our minds when we work. So I'm gonna try to take most of them out today, so that our other plants can thrive and so these don't get too crazy. But there's nothing like that neat appearance right after you finish weeding and everything looks perfect. So just a matter of time, I'll get there. Just gotta keep going. Wheelbarrow after wheelbarrow. I'm on my last bucket now. I've been going at this for 3 hours and now it's mid-afternoon and the sun's out. Really intense today, but it feels good. But time passed so quickly and I'm so thirsty and hungry, so I'm gonna take a lunch break. I did get through 95% of the weeds in the areas that I hit, which feels so good, but there's just a couple here and there that are really tiny that I might have missed on a first glance, or ones that were really giving me a hard time coming out by the root that I'll have to dig at a little bit. But I'm so happy that this is done. Wow. Caprese is definitely one of my favorite things to eat during the summer. It's so easy and quick and refreshing and filling, and I cannot wait until I can go up to the garden and grab my own tomatoes and basil for the caprese. And eventually I do want to learn to make my own mozzarella too, but I'm going to take a little break from working after I eat this and go up the road. There's an amazing trail that is so beautiful. It's covered in moss, the entire trail. And there's tons of plantain too. And I've been wanting to forage some plantain for a while now. I've been reading about it a lot in my herb books, and one of its uses topically is for insect bites and helping soothe and heal the irritation. I make my own bug spray, but I don't always remember to take it with me, so I end up getting bit sometimes. Right now I have a couple really itchy bug bites, and I want to take that plantain home and infuse it in some oil so I can use it as a salve, just so I can see how effective it really is. I'm really curious, and I'd love to save some for my healing salve too, because it's supposed to be really good for your skin. Such a good day. This really is such a magical spot, but I was wrong about the plantain. I remembered incorrectly, but it is on the trail that connects to this. I saw a whole bunch. It's just not on this exact trail. There's a lot of flies out here though. So I'm gonna backtrack just a little bit so I can start foraging. After a day of working in the hot sun, no matter how strenuous, it feels so good to come down to the river because it's always so cold. And the first couple seconds are always really tough, and then you just get so refreshed and energized. And I had made a little coconut sugar scrub just to buff out all the dirt that I had got on my body over the day. Now I'm using my remedy salve just to moisturize a bit. I like to use it all over my body, especially after a day in the sun. Makes my skin so soft. I finished everything that I wanted to get done today, so now I can just relax and see where the end of the day takes me. I think Kyle is actually going to come meet me here, and we might go for a golden hour drive, which would be so fun. It feels so good to take your time and get things done. And then at the end of the day, you can rest without anything lingering on your mind. Just so eager to spend more days like this here throughout the warm season. There's nothing like it.